Hi, hello everybody. Wow, what an absolutely unexpected turn. None of us definitely saw this coming. No, seriously though, I don't think any one of us actually saw this coming. Cause holy shit, who fucking would, honestly? It's actually over. It's actually over. It's never been more over than this. Brother, look at the view count of this thing. 16.9 million views in just 5-ish hours. This is, unironically, the biggest fumble in VTubing EN history. It's there for the history books, honestly. Like if I'm going to come back from my hiatus anytime soon, I'd probably make a video about this too, because this is amazing. Like not like a good kind of amazing, but like amazing as in like the full extent of the situation and the very very deep implications behind it. It's actually crazy. Even worse than Vactor since they are still around. Unironically, Vactor is still standing despite everything. VShojo is not. Fuck me in the ass, bro. Oh, Puerto Rico. Yo, thank you for Superchat. The gun run is a mix of Elizabeth Holmes, Sam Bankman-Fried, and Bernie Madoff. Yeah, true. No, I can get behind that. The thing about many documentaries will be made of this event. Yeah, dude, it's not just me and Rima that's gonna make a video about this, dude. Like, literally a lot of people. I know that Sunny V2 is like dead right now, at least like, you know, out of commission, but I think he's gonna make a video about this. 100%. This will be down. This will be written for the ages. And like, okay, let's actually, you know what? Before we get into it, right? Let's actually get into the meat and potatoes of this whole thing, because holy shit, right? Let's get down right to it then. VShojo has failed, and I've mismanaged the company into the situation you're all witnessing. So, today I am sharing the difficult news that VShojo is shutting down, and I take full responsibility for the decisions that led us to this point. I know what he's trying to do here. He's trying to do the, you know, the whole, oh my god, owning it must mean forgiveness. Yeah, I take full accountability because taking full accountability makes it so that I'm easier to forgive, right? Haha, whoopsie daisy. Safe to say VShojo is also like Death Row Records. Oh yeah, no, 100% Midnight Rider. Yeah, no, 100%, yeah. I've been doing everything I can to fundraise and right the ship. Oh, right. Past few months, but despite my efforts, we are in a worse position, and those I care about are now paying the price. Over the past few years, we raised around $11 million to pursue a bold, talent-first approach in VTubing, prioritizing creators and community over short-term profits to achieve long-term sustainability. Are they absolutely stupid? Are they actually stupid? Broski, from the very get-go, in my VShojo video, we pointed out a fundamental flaw of VShojo's business model. That flaw being that since they only take in like established creators, once the creators get super big enough and they don't offer anything that such creators can get by themselves, like for example, if what they're offering is like just merch, or whatever, or sponsorships or management, they can just partner with a third-party merch people like fucking Kawa or something and just hire a manager. Like, once VShojo runs out of things to do for the talent that does not involve money, which more traditional agencies are able to do and can leverage in negotiations, because unlike traditional agencies, VShojo does not own the IP of the talents, then that business model will eventually fuck you in the ass in the future. What the hell do you mean short-term profits to achieve long-term sustainability? Any like sound-minded individual would tell you that Hololive and Nijisanji's business model is the long-term sustainability approach. They're actually full-blown retarded. This guy is actually retarded. Like, unironically. Like, and the thing is, I feel bad for the gun run. Because I do believe that at the very, at least on the very first, right? I think there was goodwill. There was, I believe that he made this with very good intentions. But obviously, just because you start something with good intentions does not mean it ends that way, right? Like obviously, when you put in investors down the line, when you put in staff members down the line, when you let your fucking ego get to you, then you get fucked in the ass. Not by the talents, not by circumstance, not by the algorithm, but because you made stupid as fuck decisions that eventually led to this anyway. And that's the... Speaking of ego, we're gonna get into the ego stuff later on. Because holy crap. The gun run going to change his voice like Holmes. Oh yeah, Puerto Rico, 100%. Never attribute stupidity a pattern of malice. Oh, we're gonna get into that, right? We're gonna get into that. Because this is not just stupidity, I think. This is like full-blown malice, it seems like. Our funding went directly to our creators through generous splits, debut investments, infrastructure, concerts, events, and staffing, all designed to support them. We also want... Okay, cool. Generous splits. Okay, actually, you know what? To be fair, compared to like a lot of other traditional agencies, yes, they did have the best splits. Debut investments, I don't actually believe. And do you know why I don't believe this? Because they fucking taken people that are already established anyway. Yes, maybe Matara, Kuro, Michi, you know, people like them, yeah, okay, they funded their shit. Fucking threw in 10 grand for everything. Okay, sure. Everyone else? Absolutely fucking nuh-uh. Thank you, Genki G-san. The ironic thing is that the ship was sinking even before any talents left. Shit was non-sustaining from day one, then add in all the stupid spending. Add in all the stupid spending indeed. Holy crap. They cared more about image than stopping doctors. Oh, they cared about far less important things than image sketch therapy. They cared more about their goddamn egos more than they did about their image. Didn't matter if the public-facing audience would like them as long as they felt like they were better than everyone else. We'll get into that later. We also wanted the talent to own their IP, which we knew was a unique creator-first approach for an agency. However, despite all our efforts, the business failed to generate the revenue we needed to sustain that model, and eventually we ran out of money. Despite all our... Yeah, because the fucking business model was stupid anyway. You absolute... It's full-blown retardation anyway. What the fuck do you mean, broski? Additionally, I acknowledge that some of the money spent with the company was raised in connection with talent activity. Yes, obviously. Right? I acknowledge that some of the money spent by the company was raised in connection with talent activity. What else is gonna raise your money, bro? Who literally, you're a VTuber agency. Of course, talent activity. Which I later learned was intended for a charitable initiative. So they're talking about the Iron Mouse thing. Are they retarded? At that time, we were working hard to raise additional investment capital to cover our costs, and I firmly believe, based on the information available to us, that we would be able to do so and cover all expenses. We were unsuccessful in our fundraising efforts. I made the decision to pursue funding, and I own its consequences. I am deeply sorry to all talents, staff, friends, and committee members who believed in our brand. You did not deserve this. Justin, the gun run. Okay, look, bro admitted to embezzlement. Yep, admitted to basically fraud. Admitted to like embezzling and taking the money, but his excuse is that he thought that, you know, at the time we were also trying to raise, you know, capital from investments. So I thought that that 500 grand that was just suddenly in my bank account was actually from one of those investors. And I made a comment under this. I retweeted it rather, saying that, holy shit, how stupid do you have to be for you to think that that was from investments when there is literally a giant neon sign fucking telling you that this money is from Iron Mouse's investments. But then I saw this, right? Like, credits to fucking VTuber memes, by the way, for showing me this. Turns out that's not true. Because they retweeted, the gun run retweeted this. Sabaton ended, thank you for all so much for changing my life. They literally, they knew that it was from the subathon. Look at this. They knew that it was from the subathon. Absolutely. Look, they were even in the shot. They were in the shot. So he's actually lying. He's not just being, he's not, he was just only, okay, see, he's trying to pull the I'm only pretending to be retarded move. Which is, you know, to be fair, right? When you absolutely get fucking ass blasted in the internet and probably even legally that you might have committed a crime. Yeah, the absolute play that a lot of people do is just, they pull the I was only pretending to be retarded move. Oh yeah, no, I'm just being stupid. Pull a Sam Bankman-Fried, and I truly believe that this is something that's going to help people. I was being stupid, I was being irresponsible, and now I'm gonna take responsibility. Like, it's actually fucking retarded. No, you're not. You're being actually fucking. You're scamming people. You actually. Sorry, it's just that I'm so energetic about this chat. I truly am, because this is such a massive thing. And I think we all, well, not all of us, because I know that there's a lot of VShojo haters, but we all, at the very least, had some praise for VShojo for like stealing the limelight back in 2023, 2024, right? We thought VShojo redeemed themselves. We thought their business model, we thought that they found a way to make their business model actually work for them instead of with them. In fact, I got marketed, I got like propagandized so bad, I drank the Kool-Aid too cold, to a point that I actually like started going against what I initially thought. Because, oh my god, I mean, if the talents are saying it's good, if the finances look good, if they're able to provide the talents with this, VShojo Nova came out, maybe they're actually, fucking Zentreya actually pushed for an audition in VShojo, then maybe, maybe they're actually trying to change that shit. Nope. Too good to be true, broski. Too good to be true. FRM, thank you for the super chat. He really hired ex-talents just to use them as a trophy piece in hopes of boosting their revenue and reputation. Exactly. And I think that's all of it is. Like, if this was not VTubing's biggest pump and dump, I don't know what it is. I truly don't. But like I said, I don't think this was like initially malicious, at least. I don't think so. FBI, IRS, state, federal labor laws, this ain't Asia. Oh hell yeah, sketch therapy, 100%. You skip one of mine? Oh shit, really? I did? Let me see. USA industry has standards and protections. Asia doesn't. Oh, that is true. That is true. If this was a Japan agency, maybe there could have been some sort of battle here. But thankfully, not in the Philippines, not in Southeast Asia. If Iron Mouse and like a lot of the talents are gonna throw a lawsuit at them, fucking chuck in the bomb, then you know what? Hell yeah. Hello, beautiful. Thanks for emerging from under your hiatus rock to cover this. Aw, thank you, Joris Zarko. Yeah, no, I mega appreciate. Yeah. I just had to, man. Like I said, I normally wouldn't come out of situations if it wasn't like industry breaking, right? Or like something that's like a massive deal. I didn't even come out when like Aster was outed. When Aster actually got left and the person behind Twisty turned out to be like a weirdo, racist, whatever, right? Like I thought that was funny, but that wasn't worth my time. That wasn't worth coming back to. Absolutely, this is what's worth coming back to. So, the reason why this is so bad, right? The reason why this is so bad. There are no apologies. We have no clue or even an assurance as to where the money went or if anybody was gonna get paid. Right? This is perhaps the worst PR announcement I've ever seen a corpo do since the Zion termination. Genuinely, there was no thought put into this. Aside from, again, owning it must mean forgiveness. This was not made without legal consultation, without any sort of like actual decent consultation or fucking whatever the case might be. I think this was just pure hard emotion, fucking like, oh, if I'll just be honest, then people will understand. No, shut the fuck up. They can't apologize. That's an admission of guilt. They don't care about PR since they care about the FBI and labor laws. That makes a lot of sense. I guess an apology would actually, yes, apology would probably mean like an admission of guilt, but it's still turbo retarded. It truly is. Where did it all go? That's the $1 million question, right? Where did it all go? And actually, Connor Hold on. Connor made a whole video, made like a whole statement about where a lot of the money could have potentially went. Pillars. Let's see. Let me see this shit. Where is it? Okay, so I can't find it right now, but I'm gonna explain it to you guys, right? Remember the whole talent, you know when, fuck, actually, you know what, give me time. Like, VShojo made a whole ad. Give me a sec. VShojo made a whole ad in a subway in Japan talking about talent freedom, fucking trying to shield themselves to Japan, right? To the JP market. And apparently it was actually super expensive. It was like millions. Yeah. It was absolutely millions. And it went nowhere. It absolutely went nowhere because holy fucking crap. Yeah, why would you put an ad for that much in Japan when you could have spent that whole money for a concert or for better marketing schemes? Why that subway? Holy crap. It wasn't millions? No, I mean like in sorry, in yen. Millions in yen. It was like millions in yen. Yeah. The ads are always seem so petty. We're the best. Yeah, no, 100%. That was like the key of their marketing. VShojo truly sucked their own cock too much and drank their own cum. They actually genuinely believed and like parroted the whole "we're the best VTuber agency" sort of thing. Yeah. What did the ad look like? This one. Hold on. We can Google it right now. VShojo ad Japan. These fucking pillars. These bros. The ads look like this. Do you see it? Oh wait, actually no, I don't think you do. Give me a sec. These. Each of these was turbo expensive. And it's basically just sucking their own cock. This. Fucking Christ. Oh boy. How is that expensive? Because it's in one of the busiest places in Japan ever. And I think they ran it for a week. Yeah, it's actually just the location. VShojo subway? Yeah, okay. Yeah, this one. See this? Genuinely this. These are turbo expensive. See those pillars over here? There's one over here, another over there, another over there. That's why it was so expensive. Because it's like they got a shit ton of pillars. There's another one over here. What a waste. Yup. What an absolute waste indeed. Oh, hi Sayu. I should make you a mod. I almost didn't see you. Standard moderator. Jesus Christ. But either way, right? Either way. Let's see. Either way, we got all of that happening. I'm a loser. Oh yeah, broski. Yeah, we know. Say hi, chat. So. I wanted to go over literally every single, reaction from all the girls. But everyone is just kind of saying, oh, I'm so sad. Why did you not do enough? Why were you not responding? You fucking scammer. We trusted you. XYZ. Oh shit. Yeah. This one is the most fascinating one though from Geea. VShojo didn't just fail, many staff and leadership failed VShojo. Instead of using talent money on operating costs, the company should have shut down or at least informed us, but when you used us as cash cows to keep things afloat while keeping us in the dark, you chose to keep the expensive sinking ship going and felt that it was fine to keep paying out to staff you were friends with instead of putting talent first. Haha, talent first. My ass. You've made it abundantly clear that you are okay with not prioritizing the debts owed to the talents who made this company what it is. While saying you will take full responsibility is the correct thing to do, I also think there are many others in the company without the same positive intent as conveyed in this message. In every leadership or staff call I had, you sat back and didn't say much, while you had other staff members that were clearly the ones doing the actual work be the ones to speak. We know which leadership work on our contracts. We know which leadership constantly sat in VC playing games with staff instead of working on time-sensitive tasks for our events and debuts. We know which staff consistently leaked information about talent. Ooh! Juicy. Fucking juicy. As the CEO, you are the final check. Yes, but this means that all checks before you failed too. So true. So real. God damn. God damn. I'm really fascinated by like Giga's like response to a lot of these things because she's so like business minded and literate where everything that comes out of her mouth almost sounds like a professionalized way to say things. Oh, Douglas Diaz, thank you for the 5 gifted. I appreciate that. But yeah, Geea could turn like absolute shit talking sound very professional. Like it's very polished. She's a pro. Yeah, no, absolutely. Like actual businesswoman shit. And then, is that why we was running for PR for VShojo? Yeah, I saw the clips. Apparently, she was actually the one almost like doing their PR and like doing a lot of their management aspects as well. And then we go to the response that I think is very fascinating when a lot of the former members, Nianer, Silvereil, and Vebe came out. Now, we're going to go through every one of them, and then we're gonna watch this clip from Silvereil, because all of these are actually fascinating. Fascinating. All rats are real, true. And so our NDAs are now void. Why I left VShojo. First things first though, I do not know if this means that NDAs or what have you legal obligations are resolved, so I don't know if talents are still gonna get ass fucked if they tried something. I don't think it won't be a problem too at the same time because, you know, allegedly, Gunrun is broke. So, you know, maybe they don't have to worry about that too much. All rats are real. Apparently, right? Apparently, because this is where we get into it. Back in 2023, VShojo tried to bully me into one of the most predatory contracts I've ever seen. When I tried to ask more about it, their COO got extremely hostile with me and refused to answer any of my questions, so I had to hire a lawyer in order to get some clarification. During the talks, it became clear that VShojo would rather let me go than take less away from me. They were ultimately wanting me to give up more than half of all my sponsor revenue and over 60% of all my merch sales. All I asked for them in return is to not take a cut of the sponsors that I was getting through Mythic, as that cut was already being taken. They said no, they want it all, and so I asked to leave after being treated like I was disposable in our talks. They basically made it seem like they were my employer and now they're the reason for my success, that I owe them and that I should be happy to give them my money. Okay, we saw this from Shiloh's clip, right? Where, yeah, it seems like VShojo is not happy with the presence of like Mythic. They absolutely hate Mythic, it seems like, which begs the question: they're actually turbo retarded then, because oh my god, look, I have to. The more I think about it, right? if you really wanted that kind of control over your talents, why do you insist on the we let the talents keep the IP fucking, talents first thing? Why let the VTubers partner up with other talent agencies? Because if they're already part of the talent agencies, what the fuck are you, VShojo? What are you? You don't even know what you are. Are you a VTuber agency? Are you a talent agency? Are you the weird fucking abomination in between? What the fuck are you? That's the problem. You don't have a proper, definition of what your business is supposed to be, like a clear vision and direction. Like, what do you do? What do you give to the people? Like, they're actually asking for all the good PR aspects of, being all pro talent and everything, but they also want to operate and get their same cut the way a traditional agency does it. They want their cake and they want to have their cake and eat it too, basically. These goddamn people. Oh, Crimson D4, thank you for the super chat. I mega appreciate. Filian said there won't be a best corpo award. Oh, actually, you know what? Maybe good for her. Probably a good idea. It's a meme coin. That's the VShojo vision and mission rug pull. Maybe. Armchair made a long VShojo business analysis 2 weeks ago. Called it a ticking time bomb. Oh, we all knew. Chat, not all of us, but a lot of us knew that VShojo was basically a ticking time bomb. That eventually it was gonna implode one way or another. I said this multiple times in the past. What have yous. Anyway, in order for me to leave, they demanded I sign an NDA that prevented me from speaking to any other talent about it. I could not say why I was leaving. I could not say what the terms that I was saying no to were. I even got in trouble for advising them to hire their own attorneys. Wow. So literally, when Vebe would warn other people, VShojo literally, told them, yeah, we could potentially fucking sue you for that. They would watch my streams, read my discords, and threaten to sue me if I said anything that hinted toward how I really felt about the company. I was threatened with a lawsuit. If you guys remember, back when Vebe and Co left the company, they made a little teaser in the back of their art where they were a letter, a VShojo invitation letter was torn to shreds. It's crazy. We thought they just ran out of money and not steal money. Yeah, no, exactly. Sayo, that makes I feel like because we sucked VShojo's cock too much, right? I feel like if VShojo announced that they were disbanding not because they ran out of money, people would have been very much forgiving of that. They absolutely would. In fact, maybe, just maybe, if VShojo decided to be very transparent to their talents and say, hey, we may need to have a little shift in direction because we're not making enough money, or our business is dying, if this keeps up, then VShojo dies, then maybe the talents would actually agree to relinquishing some portion of their streaming income or fucking whatever the case might be. If they just tried to preach, or to actually do what they preach, and be a talents first, fucking be honest with their talents and be closer to them or fucking whatever. They played ball basically, then maybe none of this would have happened. But no, they just had to be as ruthless as Nidisanji, for example. Another one of their leave terms was that they will announce both me and Silver on the same day in order to minimize the damage to their company. Their CEO has begun to push a narrative on 4chan, yes, I'm serious, and other social media that I am leaving because I plan to join OTK, that both me and Silvereil are troublemakers, so they were letting us go. I remember this. Twitch removed the gun run emote, Nathagi? Yeah, no, I saw on Twitter, yeah. And I saw that on, on Rima's stream. Yeah, I remember this. I remember a time where I also saw a lot of impressions that Silvereil and Silvereil and Vebe were being a bit of a bitch. And TBH, a lot of us believed it. Because a lot of us were... This was 2023. In 2022, Vebe literally was super bitchy towards Shy Lily. So, to a lot of us, Vebe being a bitch to everyone wasn't within the realms of impossibility. It was very much plausible, and even a lot of us even thought that that was likely what happened. We immediately believed it. Silvereil, a lot of people might have believed this, because if you guys remember, during the Wizard Game saga, a lot of people were thinking that Silvereil was like fucking ha ha ha, anti-trans people, fucking whatever the case might be, right? Like, yeah, crocodile tears at the wazoo, just causing a lot of trouble. Whoa, making Fruit Loot bad, all these sorts of things, right? Like, yeah, no, absolutely. They planted that rat, and a lot of past events kind of not conformed, but like, you know, it gave a lot of credence to the rats. So, wahoo, I guess. Yeah. And Nyanners too. Later I found out that Nyanners wanted to leave around the same time due to being unhappy with the contract. Nyanners was also part of this too, because if we all remember correctly, Nyanners was one of the most vocal people during the Nakstaku drama. So yes, we also thought that she might have been, yeah, a massive bitch. Goddamn. But was told she couldn't because it did not fit their narrative that they were pushing internally and externally. The amount of hate we've gotten over leaving, from fans calling us greedy bitches to people saying we're abandoning our friends and tossing aside company because we're successful enough, shit was fucking painful. Not being able to say anything sucked. So now I have to wonder though, how much of the internal drama between, like, you know, these three members and the other members that decided to stay versus like what was actually real. How much of that was fake and was like actually deployed by the staff members and the management, and how much of that was real? Like, yeah, Iron Mouse distanced themselves from these three people. Did Iron Mouse distance herself because she didn't like them, or because she was told not to do so? Like, who knows at this point, right? Truly, who knows? Because the absolute astroturfing muddies the water, and that was intentional. Anyway, I only found out I didn't get paid for any of my sponsors after I had already signed the NDA. After 2 years, I still had not been paid back fully. To add insult to injury, they also demanded I had to pay them that 10k for some of the anniversary assets, which they then sent me back months later, half finished. Despite all of that, I've had immense faith that the company has gotten better over the past 2 years. I assume they rewrote their contracts after... Yeah, true. We did do this. Chat. We did do this. We did all assume that they must have, like, their contract must have changed or something to accommodate for better people. That's crazy. But not just that, it's also this. Not paid, but also demanding money? Holy fuck. Holy fuck. There he goes again with we. I mean, I say we as in like the people that also thought like I did. Because, I mean, a lot of you guys are always skeptical, but a lot of us were skeptical, then started to believe, and then became skeptical again, and then started to believe, and now absolutely do not like them. Like, it happens, right? Like, we, again, like I said, not all of us, none of us are immune to propaganda. You are not immune to propaganda. Anyway, clearly this was not the case. Now for some fun facts. Their company lawyer has an expired law license. He literally does not practice law anymore, yet he was our point of contact for any legal help we needed. I wonder why. Is it because they're cheaper? Interesting. They actively pitted us. Sorry. Sorry, my throat fucked up. They actively pitted us against one another during my time there, and compared our success to others. They tried enforcing streaming schedules so that our view count would look better due to less overlap. I mean, to be fair, this is kind of standard for a lot of agencies, I would like to think. Yeah, if you share a lot of, if you share a big overlap of audience with other people, then it might be better for both you and the other party to, like, make sure your streams don't overlap, but whatever. This one, absolutely not. They would always shit talk other VTuber agencies. They literally would spend company money to get a tiny dig at them, especially Hololive. It literally lived rent-free in Gunrun's head. This was funny to me. This is where the ego part of their thing comes from. They were convinced that Hololive was over when they signed Keisan and Nazuna. This is... Oh my god, dude. Holy crap. Hololive lived rent-free. Why does that happen? Why are agencies like this? I have seen too many agencies say that they can be better than Hololive, and they always meet the same fate. Dead. Buried, even. Why though? It literally lived rent-free in Gunrun's head? What makes you think VShojo was gonna be bigger than Hololive? Genuinely. This is the part where I think their ego absolutely got in the way of their talents first approach. Like I said, right, they weren't thinking about their image at this point. They were thinking about their ego. No, VShojo had to be better than Hololive. Had to be. No, I will not have it any other way. Yes, I will spend fucking millions of yen, fucking 50, 100 grand just to like give off the impression that fucking VShojo is better than Hololive. Broski, Gunrun was probably jacking off to my video, to my fucking the redemption of VShojo video. He was probably jacking off to that video thinking, holy crap, hell yeah, this is what I want to see. Yeah, Hololive is over. Yeah, we have Keisan now. And this is why I think Nazuna was definitely a PR thing. They absolutely stole Nazuna just to stroke their own ego. They absolutely used the poor bitch. I'm Gunrun and I can confirm this. Yep. Our previous talent manager got ghosted for 6 months by Gunrun. Told not to do any work for us, then got fired for not doing anything. During this fiasco, we weren't able to get any assistance. MTD got reprimanded for being creepy at us. To us, lol. Got told not to message us privately. Go figure. They messaged her privately. Not only Nazuna, but Henya and everyone from Niji. Yup. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what? We ate that, Miro. We absolutely ate that. Whenever, like, you know, VShojo stole from another company, we ate that the fuck up. That was like hype. That was like, ooh, yeah, baby. Fucking keep fucking, you know, scaring these other agencies and like stroking the competition so that they'll scared and try to treat their talents better. We ate that. We like that. Like, I think, at least I did. You guys really do not want to associate themselves with it. But yeah, no, I understand. I understand if you guys never truly believed in it. You know? But me personally, and I imagine a lot of other people, yeah, a lot of us did. A lot of us absolutely believed it. I have proof from other streamers attending their IRL parties that Mountain Dew would actively shit-talk me after I left the company, to paint me in the worst light imaginable. Don't know why you're acting innocent on Twitter, pretending you weren't aware of anything. Can't wait to see all the shit that comes out about you because there's loads, but those aren't my stories to tell. Okay, so, who is this MTD guy? Okay, Mountain Dew is this guy. We talked about them in my first stream. This guy was somebody that left 2 months ago. Back in May, right? Blah, 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 blah. But then, never really active for anything, but then during the peak of the drama, bro decided to come out of the woodwork and say, nah, bro, what the fuck? The absolute gun run? The gun run? Turns out, he was actually in on it. He was actually in on it. Hold on, we'll get into the details of that later, but it's pretty fun. It's pretty funny because, boom, Nyanners came in. Hello, Nyanners. MTD had the audacity to talk shit about you to my face at a party the year that we all left and painted you as some kind of conniving, greedy, mean girl who was in my ear and manipulated me into leaving VShojo just because you wanted to join OTK because your boyfriend Soda is part of that org or some personal gain or some shit. He got uncomfortably close up in my face and was like, come on, I know the real reason you left. I'm gonna try doing this right now, bros. I'm gonna try doing this right now. He got uncomfortably close up in my face and was like, "Come on, I know the real reason you left. I know it was because of A. She talked to you into it." And it was infuriating. I know he spread that same shit to other staff, talent, and other industry people. Seeing one of my closest friends get dragged through the mud like this was awful. You absolutely did nothing wrong and had so much shit flung at you. Yeah, absolutely. Stop it, disgusting. Oh god, you made it worse, I think. Yeah, dude, whenever I see look, I you know how I like to show not tell, right? But basically, he got comfortably close and up in my face, like bro literally kabedoned Nyaners and said, "Oh, I know the real reason why you left." Like he's some sort of anime bad boy trying to convince the Hime or the Tsundere that she to admit her feelings or fucking something. Like holy crap, that's fucking crazy. It's so cringe. It's absolutely. And look, I made a TLDR of the thing that we I made a TLDR of the things that that bro did, right? And basically, from what we've discovered and from what a lot of people, including Nyanner's boyfriend Ethel, said, he apparently goes on astroturfing on 4chan just to spread rats about rumors about the girls and other agencies, pays money to shit talk other agencies. I don't know why. I feel like if you are so hateful, you have too much money in your hands to like actually pay money just to shit talk other agencies. That's fucking stupid. We learned that he's a creepy sex pest. He serial harasses other people, fucking, DMs them in the middle of the night trying to, I don't know, because anime girls do anime things. It's fucking weird. And then, like we've seen here, he pretends Pikachu face. He tries to pretend Pikachu face and act all surprised when I think we can all see that, holy crap, he may have been in on it this whole time. I see where the money went then. True. Bros are so stupid. They actually spent money. They spent more money trying to trash Hololive than to like sustain themselves. It's so funny. PC hate was a psyop. Yep. Dude, 100%. I think they were actually like one of the biggest fuel fanners from the Nijisanji and the Hololive hate. You know what? Agent LK might even be like one of these guys' astroturfing accounts. Absolutely. So all VTuber industry run by 4chan. The exact opposite. A lot of VTubers operate around 4chan. Whether they like it or not, 4chan is the ghost that everybody avoids. 4chan is the ghost that everyone in the industry hates but wants to use. Right? Everybody hates 4chan unless they can get info out of 4chan. Everybody hates what 4chan says unless what they think is funny or trashes people that they don't like. Everybody thinks 4chan is schizo and you shouldn't trust them until they actually start dropping important information from would-be leakers. I'm not saying you should 100% trust 4chan because you absolutely shouldn't. But when you have a guy like this doing that, actually paying money to astroturf fucking bots, trying to hit on, trying to like harass other people and down other agencies. Boom. Boom. Scooby-Doo villain. Exactly. Sydney's Adnopos. Oh, and John Cloud, thank you for the five gifts, dude. Thank you. I appreciate that. Why is VShojo glowing? They were always glowing. They were always glowing. It's so crazy to me. Seriously. And then I saw, okay, another thing too is that K-san on air. I also saw a lot of, while this was happening, I was like doom scrolling Twitter for the most part. I saw like K-san, oh, here we go. Kson is absolutely crashing the fuck out, dude. Not 50%, referring to Hololive. Not 2%, referring to Nijisanji. We are going way beyond. I am here to announce the new record. You know she typed this shit out fucking fuming, right? The I am 0% share by the name of Talent First. Ha ha ha. Dude, she is crashing out. She is super mad. She is on a warpath. She's actually angry. And understandably so. Understandably so. Yeah. Yeah. It's not about the money, it's about the dreams they shattered. I shattered. All about because I was too dumb to believe talent freedom was truly possible. Many stars looked up to me, believed in me for what I'm doing. I'm so sorry, I know I let you down. Well, one, she didn't, nobody, Kson didn't let anybody down. Because, like I said, nobody's immune to propaganda, right? But I think the more scarier implication of all this drama is the concept, is the prospect that talent freedom, having a VTuber agency with the modus operandi of VShojo, where the talents own the IP, X, Y, and Z, is not possible. Hololive and Phase Connect and Nijisanji is as best as you can get for a big corpo or a medium to big corpo. Unfortunately, that's the reality of the VTubing industry that is currently going on right now. Because the illusion that an agency like VShojo can exist, that shattered. We now know that Nirvana doesn't actually exist. Earth is a cesspit of very greedy fucks, of people desperate, clawing out fucking their fellows, leaving them out to drown just so they can breathe air and fucking live on land and fucking survive. That is the actual reality of the industry now. Heaven does not exist. We're gonna be in hell forever, bros. And we're all just fighting to see and to occupy the throne that sits atop it. That's all this is. That's all this is. Yeah, well, that part is obvious. It's more obvious now that, you know, VShojo's business model doesn't actually work. Or rather, that we have a more concrete, like, you know, confirmation that it doesn't actually work. That's so encouraging, Dian. I was trying to sound like super Machiavellian, you know, doom posting vibe. But either way, right? Yeah. I also saw this. It was actually pretty funny. Christian. Christian. Can't wait to see Legal Mindset go on response. Oh yeah, 100%. Demotivational speech. True. Demotivational speech actually goes hard. Oh no, the curse. Yeah, man, the medallion claims another fucking... No, it didn't claim a person, chat. It claimed a company. Kson posted an update video about an hour ago, but it's in all in Japanese. Oh shit, really? Okay. So we are gonna look at all the videos that a lot of people talking, because I just saw that Quinn actually posted his experience with VShojo. I'm very curious about how this went, because we all kind of got the impression that they absolutely wanted to debut VShonen or something to that capacity. But let's look at Kson first. Kson on air. Oh, there we go. Oh shit, it's in Japanese. I can't watch this shit, man. Yeah, I'm sorry, bros. I'm not gonna be able to watch that. Isn't it scary that we can all recognize Christian almost immediately? Oh yeah, I mean, he's a cultural treasure. That's what I said. Yeah, yeah, I know. I just thought that there would be like an auto translation somewhere. But this is a fully edited video. I guess this is more so directed towards her fan base, but yeah. Treasure. I mean, it depends on how you look at it. I mean, if you look at fucking 4chan, not 4chan, Chris Chan as a lol cow for funnies, then he can be considered a treasure, I guess. Cultural curse. It's letting JP know what's going on. Oh yeah, no, 100%. That was absolutely for the JP people. Anyway, I want to see. I have a question for you guys. Do you think that Shondo's type of content and viewer demographic was gonna mesh well with VShojo, or that VShojo's current demographic was gonna mesh well with Shondo? I mean, if you've seen Shondo's content and knows what she's all about, you'd know the correct answer.
Now, since the company obviously isn't going back, a couple of years ago, I did have an interview with them in 2023, not the last batch of joinees, but when it was only the original group, plus a couple of other members. Yeah, it's a pretty funny story.
Okay.
And I got to final stage with them.
Okay.
Yeah. Final interview, spoke to some pretty high up big stonks people.
Big stonks? Gun run?
I was having the final interview and they were asking me a bunch of questions about stuff. Yeah, I've spoken to pretty much every major corpo at this point.
Okay.
And the funny question and the reason I think that they said they wouldn't hire me. Yeah, I did not make the cut. I was not good enough.
Okay.
The big reason why they wouldn't hire me was everything was going swimmingly. And then the interviewer, who was a girl, a lady, and she was very nice. But she said...
She's a girl? She's a woman?
She said to me, okay, so this is just a question we gotta ask. How do you feel about male collabs?
Okay.
And I said, like in general, I don't have a problem. That's fine. And she was like, no, you doing collabs. You're cool with collabing with flesh tubers. She didn't say flesh tubers. You're cool with collabing with guys and IRL streamers and things like that. 'Cause I took a look at your page and it seems like you don't collab with many people. And I said, oh, no, I don't. No. No, not
I hate
me.
penis havers. I hate penis havers.
I was like, I don't have a problem.
Male on
but
stream.
no, I don't really want to. Just a personal thing. I'm not really into that. And she was like, oh, so what if...
What if?
She was like, okay, all right, what if the guy has a lot of viewers?
Okay.
And I went completely silent for a minute,
male,
so I was
okay.
Like,
What if the male can toss you with his very big viewer count?
She's like, what if it's a male talent, a part of the group? And at the time, I was like, the company is called VShojo.
True. See, this is why I definitely think they were gonna make a V Shannon.
And now, well, there was, guys. But at the time, there wasn't. I was like, what? And I remember just sitting there in shocked silence for a minute. And I was like, no, I wouldn't be open to doing that.
Okay.
She was like, you wouldn't? Like, in shock? Just because they're a guy? And I said,
Same,
no,
Sayu.
I don't do male collabs personally, but I don't have an issue with it. And then she went, okay. Like, really drawn out.
Okay. With a long wise. Okay.
I continue with the interview. And then I got the email like, unfortunately, you're not been selected to continue, blah, blah, blah.
Dude. Fucking not accepting a talent because they don't want to collab with a male. The most ridiculous shit I've ever heard. Actually. Holy crap. I'm gonna throw out my own rat right here and say that they're probably because all the managers and the fucking higher up people are males, they probably use that question as a shield But what they're actually saying is, are you okay playing games or talking with one of the male staff members? They left out the staff member explicitly. Are you okay talking with a male? What if that male can, has big numbers, can get you something? That's probably their shield. You know what I mean? Are you okay playing Overwatch with the gun run? Like, imagine that, right? That's my rat. That's my rat. Throw out all the values out the door. Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah. Yeah, I think so too, because I don't recall much VShojo collab with males officially outside personal friends. Yeah. And like, I think like a very throwaway thing for that rat would be when they said, what if the male was part of the company? Like, no way, dude. At that point, you're actually just implying that it's actually probably a staff member you're wanting to collab with. Shut the fuck up. But I don't know. I can make up that rat now. I can say that rat now because VShojo's dissolving. What are I gonna do? And that's why they have a female do the interview, so it's less scary. Yeah, true, 100%. Next, we're going to look at... Dude, this is a very long video, but I've seen snippets. But because I've only seen snippets, I want to see the full context. Like, all of it. I don't think it's legal to discriminate against male employees in a corporate setting, Nosagi. This is why feminist companies are dissolving corporate misandry is a crime. In this specific case, I don't think it's misandry. Right? Because, like, it's just that in idol culture in Japan, it's scary or uncomfortable to be in the presence of a male collabee or collaborator because it's just scary, right? You'd get fucked. Like, it makes a lot of sense. That being said, I don't know why Shondo would refuse to collab with a male. Not that I care, but like in like places like Hololive or in JP centric things, it makes a lot of sense. But anyway, yeah.
To the light, then letting it fester deeper. Yeah, exactly. Okay. I don't really know how to start it, so I guess I'll just kind of go right into it.
Hi, Silver.
People probably have a lot of questions and have been wondering a lot of things, and have wanted to know my side.
Hi.
It feels really weird to be able to finally talk about this. Oh,
I am so hyped.
I was in VShojo for 2 years and 5 months.
Yes.
And that is a really long time.
Yes,
but
it
it
is.
was a really long time ago. And I was just kind of fully resigned to think that I'd never be able to talk about my experiences and what went on in the company. It's been years, and I guess I accepted that I would probably take it to my grave because of the legality of it. And I thought I could never talk about it. And it's kind of crazy to be talking about it now.
Okay.
I just tried to stay positive and appreciate where I am now and this fantastic community that I've built over the years. And I love you guys so freaking much. It was an experience that fucked me up a lot, but I learned a lot from in the long run. I mentioned earlier on Twitter that I had signed a really strong NDA, and I didn't want to say too much. But after doing some research, I feel like it might be okay to talk about it under the circumstances of where the company is right now. So, against my better judgment, I'm gonna talk about some things.
Talk it.
I know all the news has been surprising to everyone, and my heart goes out to every single talent who's been affected by this. This has been crazy, and the communities have had their trust broken because VShojo was really special to a lot of people. Despite everything that happened, it was a big deal to a lot of people. But VShojo was scummy for a long time.
For a long time,
I could have imagined they would do something this f***ed up. Like, I'm livid. I'm f***ing livid that they had the audacity to f***ing steal from a charity. Like, not only stealing from their members, which is f***ed up in itself, obviously, but stealing from a charity is, like, so f***ing vile. Like, that's literally the worst thing you could possibly do. And no one deserves to have their trust abused like this. And VTubers make the agency, not the other way around. And I'm pissed that they kept taking advantage of the people that they were supposed to protect. And I didn't
$11 million. $11 million, broski.
that it was still going on, and I'm f***ing pissed. Sorry. I think everyone wants to know how this happened and where the money went. And I don't want to think it's out of malice more than incompetence, but with everything coming out, it's hard not to wonder. Like, this is really f***ed up. I don't know who to blame, and I wish I did. I don't know if we'll ever find out. VShojo staff wasn't all evil.
It's actually just upper management, TBH. Like, actually. Like, ground middle managers probably don't know too much or wasn't informed to a lot of the things that happened. It's actually just upper.
It was made up of a lot of good people who were really passionate and tried their best with what they had. And I had a lot of good memories with a lot of them. I think there was just a lot of mishandling things in the business and people running things that definitely should not have been running them. There were so many internal issues and technical issues and a lot of things that just weren't ran professionally at all. There was a lot of incompetence and a lot of things wrong. It didn't start that way though. I was one of the founding members of VShojo.
Yes,
in the
she
beginning,
was.
It was everything I could have ever dreamt of. We got to be cool idols and have cool merch and be this cool official group. A group of people you could look up to that inspired others. And it was so f***ing special. Like, we were a family. We thought of the name together. We were told so many big promises and cool projects and events that we would do. Like, I can't even list them all out. They were so cool, and there were so many of them. And we didn't do half of them. It was the biggest opportunity of my life. The first months were amazing, but I was young, naive, and just excited. And I didn't think anything was wrong. And like, it feels like a totally different lifetime thinking back on it, honestly. I was just so excited to be a part of something.
It genuinely was. But at the same time, what did bros do? How? God damn.
You know, like, I'd only been streaming for a really, really short time. Like, I think like a year, like a really short time. And I had worked
A year
minimum
before
wage
that,
jobs
yeah,
my
I
whole
remember.
entire life. So being able to be a streamer and be a part of something so cool on top of it was huge. And the original contract was pretty predatory, but like, I had no idea at the time, you know? Like, I was way
the
too
original contract was predatory. Interesting.
trusting. I think we all were. Like, we were all so new to this. We were new to the industry. We had no idea. I did notice there wasn't an exit clause, which should have been a huge red flag. Because that's crazy.
That's
but I was really
crazy.
excited, and I got them to add the exit clause to all the girls' contracts, even though it was baffling that it wasn't there in the first place. Like, that's, if you don't know what an exit clause is, it's the clause that lets you leave the company if something's wrong, and that was not there in the beginning. From what I've seen so far, every current talent hasn't been paid on time. Correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I've seen,
By the way, if you are a VTuber that's gonna join an agency, or if not, this is just doesn't apply for VTubers. It applies for, I think, jobs too. Always say something about your terms that are non-negotiables, and under your non-negotiables, payment on time no longer than X amount of days or weeks. Because, brother, if I was going to be in an agency, if a payment is late 1 month, I'm going to throw a fit. Honestly. Like, broski. Yeah.
everyone hasn't been paid, which is crazy. Before I left VShojo,
I think so too, sketch therapy.
They owed me tens of thousands of dollars. Like a
Oh.
metric ton of money. Like
Okay.
a lot. Like a lot of money. Like an insane amount.
Probably from merch and sponsorship stuff too. I'm going to imagine they pocketed most of the sponsor money. Absolutely.
Like a ton of money. I think originally they just hoped that we wouldn't catch on to the missing funds. Like, I would repeatedly ask how the sponsor payments were going, and they would just always say it was in the works, so they were waiting on the sponsor. Like, so many different excuses. And I know people probably wonder, like, why didn't you know this earlier? But it took them months to pay out sponsors, so it was easy to lose track. And like, I didn't know at the time that that wasn't normal. That
To be fair, chat, when you're making boatloads of fucking money, like, let's say you earn fucking, I don't know, 60 grand a month, and then, hey, you're supposed to be paid 4 grand for something, you probably won't notice that. Probably not.
They weren't supposed to take that long, and it was easy to lose track of them. And like, you wouldn't have even considered that they would be doing something like that in the first place. Like, they're your place of work, people you trust. You would never think these people might be not paying me money. Like,
and it's
you
VShojo.
would never just assume that.
Yeah.
So it took a while to notice. And I was livid when I went through all my payment history near the end and saw just how much it was withheld from me. It was crazy. I'm like,
oh shit, speaking of withheld, apparently there's another company that's claiming that VShojo hasn't paid them shit. Oh, hi. Okay. Rima translated it. Okay. Let's fucking go. Alright. Thank you for whoever brought this up in my DMs. Panora Virtual Reality Japan has cited VShojo also owes them money. Yep, VShojo owes money to a news Japanese outlet. Dude, how many people, how many companies, how many did they owe money to? Dude, okay. Strategy time, right? What if I make an LLC or a shell account and I send VShojo an invoice for 8 grand, right? And then I wait for Iron Mouse to sue throw a lawsuit at Gunrun, and Gunrun is like actually legally obligated to pay all of that. So eventually I will get my 8K. Look, what do you think? Wouldn't that be like the ultimate power move? It's called fraud. Well, I mean, when you put it like that, that sounds criminal. But at this point, maybe VShojo owes me something. I don't know. Dude, VShojo owes people so much money. Owes so many people so much money. I'm starting to think they probably owe me money too.
I just put my whole heart into sponsors. You guys know that. I love them. I care a lot about them, and they're a big deal for me. And to find out that I haven't been paid for them felt horrible. It's kind of funny and like really sad and up because we've had people over the years come in and be like, oh my god, you're Scotty from Smite. Oh my god, I love your Smite skin. Oh my god. And I was never allowed to.
Holy shit, I remember that. Oh my god, I remember that. Is that like where part of the money went to? Fucking VShojo, the company, paid Smite money to put their girls in the game? Ain't that like one of the stupidest things to spend your money on? And Smite, of all places? Dude, you could have... It should have been the other way around. Oh, 100%. I don't think it's the other way around. I think VShojo absolutely paid them. Bro, they would have had a better return rate if they fucking got like a cheap Chinese fucking collaboration of a mobile game, like fucking, I don't know, Mobile Legends or something, or the cat game, that fucking cat game.
To say that I never got paid for it, and that really sucked. I was never paid by VShojo for the Ironside PC, Advanced GG, like tons of other sponsors over the years. I forgot about it. Yeah, I'm Scotty, and I never got that money. The very first sponsor I even got, I was so excited for it, I think I cried. Like when I got my very first sponsor. I don't know if you guys remember that. And obviously I cry really easily, so it's not saying a lot, but like it was a huge deal to me. And it was the first sponsor that I had after a year of being a VShojo, which honestly was kind of nuts in itself that it took so long to get one. When getting sponsors was their main job, and it took them a year to get me one. That's kind of insane. It wasn't even like a big game, but it was like...
That's not necessarily a problem. So, I do know that a lot of talent agencies can take up to a year to get you something. especially in the current social media and YouTube climate right now, where a lot of companies are actually more reluctant to give YouTubers money. Because okay, so I do know this, chat, a little bit of an industry thing that I've learned last year. A lot of like, you know how a lot of people back then, like the 2-minute ads, fucking Raid, Shadow Legends, NordVPN shit that you see in the first 2 minutes of every video that you see. So those are a little less common now, because companies are starting to realize that unless they do it a certain way, or unless they get a specific few people and a specific few demographic to actually watch that ad and watch that video, most of the time it's not worth it. The return is just not worth it. So a lot of people do it less, a lot of companies do it less, and as a result, the creator economy gets fucked in the ass. Were you in the same room with VShojo between the years 2020 to 2025? You may be entitled to financial compensation. True! Yeah, Saul Goodman his ass.
The very first official sponsor, and like I was so excited. And that was in 2021, and I didn't get paid for that one either.
Okay.
Like it was years. It was years of this. To put it in perspective, I made more money in the first few months in Mythic than I made in my whole entire time in VShojo. And I was there for
curious.
2.5 years almost. It's crazy.
Yeah, like I said, I think part of the reason why is fucking, I think this is just a rat of mine. I think VShojo definitely posited themselves as a tech company to investors rather than just a typical VTuber entertainment company. And that's why they weren't able to get like the initial the necessary connections that their talents needed. I think that's what happened. So where the hell did the 11 million investment went to? Yeah, no, that's the $11 million question, right?
All the way back to 2021 it was a long time. And I left around when new contracts were being given, and I contacted someone I knew professionally who introduced me to a lawyer, and they were absolutely fantastic, and I'm so thankful for them for navigating such a crazy situation. Like this was insane. She said the contract they wanted me to sign was the most predatory she'd ever seen, and she like specializes in this kind of stuff, so that was really telling. I had asked VShojo to adjust the contract, and they refused. Which was, I wasn't asking for a lot to be changed. But VShojo was so upset that we had lawyers helping us with leaving and looking over the contract.
Crazy. VShojo was upset because these people were smart enough to get a lawyer to go over their shit. I don't even know what to say.
Contract, and like we were belittled and shamed to the other talents for using a lawyer, which is crazy. Like we were made to look evil and greedy when it was a perfectly logical thing for us to want to be paid what we're owed, and for wanting to be careful with something as serious as your livelihood. But we were like villainized for that. And before I left, I reached out to all of the talent that would listen. And I suggested they check their payments, and I told them that I was owed money and they might be too. I warned as many people as I could. I tried my hardest. I told them as much as I could.
And I guarantee you fucking nobody probably listened to Silvereil. People were probably seeing her as a shit stirrer or something. Because you're going against the company. It's fucking VShojo. VShojo wouldn't do that.
About everything, and I think it was eye-opening for them, but like they had their own reasons for not wanting to leave, like wanting to give it more time, or thinking it wasn't happening to them, or like staying for the other members or new members that were coming soon.
Thank you, Spencer Howard. Long time, brother. If they acted earlier, they could have paid some of their debts by issuing a private shares, restructured, and gotten a competent CFO. Wasted opportunity. Well, bah humbug to you too, Spencer. What about the gun runs money, huh? Think of the fucking gun runs money, bro. Come on.
Wanted to be a support system for. And I completely understand that. But I tried my hardest to warn them. To warn who I could. Like because I I wouldn't have not told them something like that, like just as a precaution.
Oh,
Like just check, you know. But I could never warn anyone publicly. And frankly, like if I did, who would have even believed me? VShojo was
True.
a huge brand, and they had so much power and sway. Like they were terrifying. You may not realize it, but they were terrifying. Like the threat of them suing me was very real, and it haunted me for a really long time.
oh shit. Okay.
Like, even before it was announced that I was leaving, I had just mentioned in my Discord, just like casually, that I was stressed and I needed to cancel the stream, and they contacted my lawyer because of that and threatened to sue me if I.
What? Oh my god, dude. Actually worse than Niji. Actually worse than Niji. See, chat, that is the problem of a company that has a reputation and an ego to preserve. You will silence, you will go through the depths of the goddamn earth to the ends of the oceans just to make sure that nobody talks smack about your big, beautiful company. That's crazy. You even hint that you're upset and they tell you don't do that or you're fired. It's literally 1986. You're not even allowed to be sad.
I hinted that I was leaving or unhappy at all.
Yeah.
Just because I said I was stressed. So imagine me saying anything else.
You're not allowed to be sad. Should be
It
happy.
like they were watching me like a hawk. I think they were watching.
1980. No, I fully meant it, chat. Not 1984, 1986. Because they had. I thought it was gonna be a funny joke. Okay, I was gonna say something along the lines of, 1986 sex because they fucked everyone. Haha, get it? Sex, six. I changed 4 to sex, but I thought that it was funnier in my head, but now that I say it out loud, it's kind of stupid now.
Watching all of us, because we were the first ones. We were the first ones to leave. And I love this agency, dude. Or what I had imagined it would be. It was really special to me, and I loved all the memories I made there with all of the girls. It was really special. But the internal workings of the agency just got to be so messed up, and it was so much emotional torment for us. Like, we were lied to and misled for a long time. We were pitted against each other and told different things so that if anything went wrong, we blamed each other instead of the agency. They had leaders.
Oh fucking god. That actually is 1984 shit. See, I said it right this time. But that's fucking insane, dude.
Boards, like internal leaderboards to make us compete against each other.
That's literally what Nijisanji had. Internal leaderboards to make us What is this? Some fucking shonen anime? Leaderboards? What is Blood talking about? Not Silvereil, but what the fuck are they thinking?
Considered a problem person.
Did the
for
CEO
rocking
really
the boat.
admit to stealing? Yes. Let's go back to VShojo real quick. Yes. Additionally, I acknowledge that some of the money spent by the company was raised in connection with talent activity, which I later learned was intended for a charitable initiative. At the time, we were working hard to raise additional investment capital to cover our costs, and I firmly believed, based on information available to us, that we would be able to do so and cover all expenses. Basically, they're saying, yes, we did steal the money, but at that time, we were trying to get investors to give us money. So when we got that money, we thought they were from the investors, not from the charity. They basically threw in that fucking excuse, which nobody buys because we have proof that the Gunrun absolutely knew that it was for charity. But either way,
or voicing any concerns. We were told not to discuss sponsorships or what staff told us to each other. They did everything they possibly could to compartmentalize all of us and make it feel like we were nothing without them. The internal culture just made it feel like you had to work for brownie points in hopes of getting their support and adoration. They had convinced us that we were working for them when they were supposed to be working for us. I can't stress enough how trapped it felt like we were. Oh, so I gotta blow my nose. Hold on. Sorry, guys. This is a lot. I hope it makes sense. I I'm just kind of rambling.
That's
But
insane, dude.
It was really bad, and we were lied to and misled for a really long time. And I don't think we realized how bad it was, or that this wasn't normal, because we just wanted them to like us, and we wanted to do a good job in a place that was taking advantage of us, but we had no idea. Like, I can't explain it, but in the moment, it didn't, like, it felt like that's how it was supposed to be, even though it was so messed up. And I'd wanted to leave for a while after noticing the lack of payments.
Okay.
But like the culmination of how I was treated really solidified me leaving. And when all of the Wizard Game stuff was happening.
Oh, Wizard Game.
You guys remember that?
Yeah, I remember the Wizard
A lot
Game.
of people think that I had no support, and you can't imagine how true that was.
Wait, so they literally just left her to die?
I was put into a call with Gunn, the CEO of the company, like someone that I admired and I looked up to, and I wanted to please, someone that I thought was the coolest person ever.
Okay.
And he told me that I was a damage to the brand.
Oh, what?
That I was a disappointment.
What?
I was told that me being harassed was an inconvenience to the other talents and not to talk to them.
What? Bro gets harassed on stream for playing the Wizard Game, goes to the agency to seek support or some kind of, I don't know, like an emotional, like some words of encouragement maybe or something. The CEO, the gun run, the guy whose cock a lot of people sucked, then tells her, "You're an inconvenience. You're a brand risk for playing the fucking Wizard Game. You getting harassed will only bring more damage to the other members. Don't talk to them, please. In fact, fucking leave. Commit suicide or fucking something." Madness. Actually madness.
Optics were more important than their own talent's well-being. And I was suspended from streaming. They said it wasn't a suspension.
She was suspended from streaming. She didn't take a break. Oh my, that's worse. Okay.
Because they weren't that kind of agency. But what else do you call being told not to stream? Talent freedom.
Shadow
right?
suspension.
And this broke me. Like, it shattered my perception of everything, and it shattered my trust, and it just fucking broke me, man. Like,
what is Blood
I have been a part
doing?
of this agency since the beginning, the literal beginning. Like, I was a founding member.
Yeah.
I put in so much effort and time and love into like seeing it grow, and to be treated so harshly with no remorse by someone so important to me just ruined me. And when I needed their support the most, I was met with contempt, and that just broke me. Sorry, I know it was like really heavy shit, but it's just a lot. And I later, of course, reached out to some of the talent and told them.
Gail.
I don't think I was supposed to.
The bias, thank you.
But I told them about that, and they said they didn't agree, that they were on my side, that they were surprised that I was treated that way. And when we left, they of course discredited us to the staff and the other members as soon as we left. Like, they painted us as troublemakers and problem people.
Yeah, that's consistent to what Vebe said.
And asked for more money. There's like so many horrible things just to avoid the truth that they were stealing from us. And
yeah, this is not incompetence, chat. This is actually intentional. The cult of woke ruins all gatekeep your hobbies. Depends.
they intentionally announced Vei and I leaving at the same time, so it looked like we left together, even though Nyan wanted to leave at the same time. And they refused to let her leave at the same time.
True, I think the angle of like Nyan and not Silvereil and Vei leaving together would make it seem like they're just trying to do a massive fuck you to the company.
Because they wanted it to look better for them. Like, it's not like we were all jumping
Man,
ship.
I feel so bad now. I actually feel really bad now. Because, like, I made a video saying, is VShojo good now? And basically the thesis of that video is that the people, the VTubers that many people considered were bad apples were outed from the company, and new, more positive, confident, and like, you know, happy-go-lucky members were added, and it added a very bright, picturesque, very positive, like, aura within the company. I made that video. And I feel like now I fucking feel like I owe them an apology. God damn. But like I said, chat, you are not immune to propaganda. It should still be up. I think it should still be up. Just because one of my videos aged poorly and I said some very, like, you know, like I misread the situation, I drank the Kool-Aid, fucking, I only went off of what I observed at that time, doesn't mean that it should be taken down. Because, like, you know, let that be a testament to how much things have progressed and how, and what the sentiment of some people are. Like, you know, it's a reminder. For posterity's sake, yeah, exactly.
But at the same time,
I will pin a comment, yeah, I will pin a
held her
comment.
hostage. So it would look better for them. And they advised the towns to stop associating with us. And I later found out that they had been slandering me to musicians and artists that I had worked with through VShojo. And slandering me to companies and ruined potential business partnerships that I was really, really excited for some of my like dream collabs that were gonna happen. And like staff was known to astroturf everywhere. Like they even run some of the really large VTuber clip channels. Like they were everywhere. And they had their hand in every pie. And there was a lot of speculation and accusations, and like they did everything they could to discredit us. So, and like no one would know that anything was wrong, and all of our concerns were downplayed and lied to and lied about, and like we could never speak up to say anything different because like we had a non-disparagement agreement, but that went both ways. Like, but I never would have been able to handle that legal battle ever, and they knew that. Like they were a huge company with a lot of money and a lot of power, and we were nothing.
Ex-Nijis escaped the frying pan for the fire. I mean, I don't know if I would put it like that because, like, you know, Michi and Kuro did say that they did get a lot of things fixed there. Like, you know, Kuro got his taxes sorted out apparently, and Michi got Michi'd.
Compared to that. And like every time VShojo was lauded as this like amazing agency that everyone loves so much, it just made me f***ing sick knowing that they were doing this and not being able to stop it or say anything. And I don't know, I just kept hoping that things were better there. New members and current ones weren't being mistreated, and obviously they were.
They were.
But I just kept hoping that like it got better after we left and they learned not to do that. And I don't know if I can really put into words how much all of this devastated me. Like, I'm a really emotional person. As you guys know, I wear my heart on my sleeve. And I feel things really strongly, and I can't help it. But like, this was the darkest place I had ever been because of this. Like, I don't really like too heavy or like depressing or anything, but like, I was in a really, really dark place, and I was thinking about a lot of really dark thoughts and acting on them. And like, I hope you can grasp just how horrible my mental state was. Like this, I had lost everything. And like my world was torn apart. Like this is a
hell nah, the VShojo propaganda clipper channels. Yeah.
worst experience I'd ever gone through. I had no support. Like, my world was just destroyed, and like I felt so isolated. Like, my own agency had drilled into my head that I wasn't valuable.
I know how that feels,
everyone against me and convinced me I was alone, that I didn't deserve anything, like that they could steal from me and get away with it.
I know how that feels. I think
I was so burnt out, and I was so sad, and I was struggling really bad. And like I tried really hard not to show you guys, but I'm sure you can see the difference. But it was really hard. It was a really dark time. And hopefully you guys can understand that how I acted initially after having dealt with all of this like isn't indicative of my character or who I am. Like there was so much going on behind the scenes that affected me so negatively that I could never ever talk about it. Like I could never say the shit that was going on, and it felt impossible to navigate it, you know? And I hope that all the girls can get the money they're owed. I don't know if that's possible, but I fucking hope.
Okay, chat. Is that possible? Like, let's say Iron Mouse successfully launches a lawsuit against Gunrun, and the court asks Gunrun to pay everyone what they are owed, and I don't know, plus 5 million on top. Like, wouldn't that? I feel like a way for that to work is that like fucking Gunrun's future salaries or whatever money he makes gets taken a lot of portions in order to make that happen. But then again, I'm gonna assume that Gunrun probably owes the girls like 2 million plus, if not more, in total or something. I see. No, they have to pay investors back first. Ah, okay, gotcha.
So, and have some closure from all of this. And I hope they know that they have so much support without this stupid agency. Like, we all thought it would give us value and make us special, and we're the ones that made it special since the very beginning. And all of this has been so awful for everyone involved, but you know, hopefully it can bring change for the future, and I hope everyone can get closure. And it's been heartwarming to see everyone come together and supporting each other. VShojo. So glad you could finally say this. Hi, Sayu. Thanks.
Oh, hi, Sayu.
Sorry, I have to blow my nose again.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You're the most wonderful person out there, so strong. Thank you, Sayu. I really appreciate it. But like, it's not just me. Like, we've all been through so much garbage. We've all been through so much. This whole thing has been a nightmare, and like, it's crazy that we can talk about it. It's been a lot. And like, it just sucks, dude. I feel so bad for everyone. Thank you guys. And I don't know, I'm glad that I could finally talk about it, because like I could never say the full extent of like everything that happened and why I felt the way I did.
Damn, dude.
And just how it was, you know. Yeah, and
you know,
like it's terrible. It's terrible that it was still going on for so long.
Crazy how many corpos want to appease the Twitter mobs. I don't think any corpos want to appease the Twitter mobs. If anything, actually, I would like to think they want to please 4chan more than Twitter. But
sure feels good to find.
it depends on which I guess which corpo it is. I haven't seen a corpo as explicitly bend to corpo mobs unless it's for like maybe Brave Group or VShojo. But aside from that, I mostly see them wanting to get liked by 4chan than Twitter for some reason.
It does. Yeah, I feel like I'm in an alternate reality. Like I never thought this would happen. Yeah, like and
Niji has. Yeah, I mean Niji EN's like audience is mostly like Twitter people, so makes a lot of sense.
I would love to know. I don't know if they're gonna make a statement. If they're gonna, I have no idea what they're going to do. I don't know if they're just gonna like disappear or if they're gonna say something. I have no idea.
We already know what they were gonna do.
I want to know like where the money went. If it went to like operational costs or like what happened. I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy that
$11 million, bros.
Went to the yacht fund, dude. I hope not. Yeah, it's baffling. It's baffling that they were still stealing from everyone. Like every single one of the talents they stole from, and to steal from charity on top of that is just insane. Like I don't know how they thought they could get away with that. And I feel so bad for like everyone that was going
Because
to join,
talent
and
freedom.
the people that got strung along, and all the people that got lied to and manipulated. It's just crazy. Yeah, like they have the audacity to do that is nuts. It's insane. And yeah, it's heartbreaking. It's horrifying for everyone, I think. And it sucks so much. Like I can't even explain, like, but at least, you know, people can get closure and know that like it's not okay. The legit committed crimes, yeah, like charity fraud is a big crime. But, like, we were held under
can't
the
wait for the
NDA
lawsuit.
for so long, and they were always threatening legal action on everything. So like we never knew, you know, that.
Why do people do that, by the way? Well, actually, no, I think I do know why. Because threatening legal action is the fucking... I feel like for any company, especially if it was me, that's like my last resort. And even then, if I do want to throw out a threat like that, I'm gonna have to be able to follow up on it. Like, holy shit, man. It's just so stupid.
We'd ever be able to say anything. Yeah, now there's embezzlement, so it's crazy. It's insane. Oh yeah, they have my mom sign
American
on.
pastime.
I forgot to mention that. She's not my manager or anything. She's literally just my mom. But she's come on stream with me.
Ah, yes, I
and
remember.
I guess they just wanted to NDA her so she couldn't say anything either because she knew what was happening and what I was going through. So they wanted to like cover their bases so that she wouldn't say anything either.
Question. The mom, I imagine, would not have any obligation to sign an NDA, right? Cause doesn't make sense. The mom isn't part of the company, never worked in the company. How would there be a legal basis for the mom to sign the NDA? Unless like they threatened her.
They didn't try and NDA my brother though.
Okay.
But yeah, they NDA'd my mother, which is crazy.
That makes sense,
and I think
Mapel.
that was really shady in the first place. Yeah, they wanted to cover their bases every way they possibly could. Like they did not want us to say anything. They did not, and I don't think we realized like the full extent of just how fucked up everything was. It was a lot. Yeah, it was shady. It was shady. It was scummy. It was fucked up. It's been a lot. I hope you guys can understand that like it was a crazy time, and we were going through a lot, and like we didn't know how bad it was until it was too late, you know.
Yeah.
And like I don't know. I want to think it was incompetence, but at this point, it's like how
malice.
can it just be incompetence?
It's absolutely
you know?
malice,
Like,
100%.
especially with the charity. Just I don't know. I would love to know. Maybe I don't want to know. Like what they were thinking. Like these were the people that you were supposed to protect and support and take care of. Like that agency was such a big part of their lives. Like when I was in it, it was a huge part of my life. Like I dedicated so much of my mental, of my heart to that agency, and then they just manipulate and abuse you like that and take advantage of you. Like I don't know. They had to know. Like
They
it's
had
ridiculous.
to.
It's insane. None of you deserve any of that. No one deserves that. No one. No one deserves anything like that. It's so.
I think we get what we need here from now. God, that is so crazy. Let me just take that in for a bit. Because it's just stupid. Everything about this is stupid. Like, to a certain extent, like Niji-sanji, at least it was kind of understandable to a certain extent. It was fucked up and stupid, not trying to make an excuse or anything. They were being dumb. But this isn't being dumb. This is being, like, actually malicious, it seems. Allegedly. Fucking whatever may be the case. Ugh. Everything about this is criminal. Get your mind out of lawsuit gutter and into these many crimes mindset. I mean, yeah, this is criminal. I did say that. Oh, 100%. I do think that there was no plan. 100% there was no plan. Jesus. It's so stupid. It's so actually stupid.
Before I post anything,
Alright.
you know, I want to give as much info as I can.
I want to
while
see articulate businesswoman's words.
still keeping myself safe. I don't want to be like, "Oh, I just won't say anything, blah blah blah," because I feel like I've always been someone who tries to keep you guys informed, to keep proper information going. If I don't say anything, then a lot of misinfo is just what gets spread. And I think a lot of people could get hurt on all sides. On all sides could get hurt a lot worse or in ways they shouldn't, you know. So I'm just trying to be a voice of reason there. I don't love, like, you know, whenever someone else has drama, I don't like talking about it. I only talk about things that pertain to me, and I love not talking about stuff. But when it's something that could cause people issues, I flip, you know. And I'm like, all right, I actually will talk a lot. So apologies, because I know my community is not used to me sitting there ruminating on stupid dramatic. Though I wouldn't consider this drama, which is why I'm talking about it, right?
It's not drama.
Apologies. I don't know. I
Dude,
hate circling on things.
Petty
like,
drama
like
is
that.
different from this. Petty drama is just something that's like easily farmable. Like fucking two content creators beefing it out because content creator A said something bad about content creator B and now they hate each other. That's drama.
Like negative.
This
We
is
talk about,
actually like
games
serious,
and
real
Pennsylvania
world
ice trade or whatever.
influencing thing.
You know?
Criminal, yeah.
You know, there's some things that if I'm highly concerned something is at a certain level, I can talk about a little more. There are things that if I see something already outed, I could talk a bit more. If I'm worried that something could be harmful and I want to clarify it, I could talk a bit more, etc.
Okay.
So, you know, I'm just going over that. But yeah, I typed out my initial thoughts at the very least, and then I've sent those over to be looked at, and I'm gonna post them soon. Talk a little, I guess. Vast amount of this I just do not believe. I do not believe. I will also say this is the person who I would hear from friends every convention they went to.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he covered our dinner. It was so cool. We all had dinner and he covered the whole bill.
Okay.
Yeah, he sent me home in an Uber. He paid for Uber Black, etc., etc.
Okay.
You know, I'm used to hearing these things.
Seems like a basic thing to
for a
do.
long time. This is someone who has other monetization sources and stuff outside of all this stuff. So I'm not saying that's where it went. I'm not even saying that. I'm saying this person has this money, whether it's that exact money or other money from other business ventures. This is a person who has been doing fine financially from what we've seen. And I think it's a lot easier for someone like that to stand up there and go, I take responsibility, when they, by all accounts that I've heard and seen, seem to be doing fine, you know?
They are what is known as... They are doing what is known as virtue signaling, bros.
Whether he ends up being financially affected by this or not, you know, there are a lot of people, not just him, there are a lot of people who've already made their money. If the company's closing this month, what that means is there are a lot of people who have been on and paid through this time. There's some who took pay cuts. There's some who didn't get paid here and there as well. But there are people who have been paid this whole time. There's some people who've been, you know, they stopped a couple months ago or whatever, but they were getting paid up until then. There are people who did a lot throughout their time there. There are people who did a lot of nothing throughout their time there. Also, no, guys, do not say stupid ass legal shit unless you are a lawyer advising me, because you are my lawyer, okay? In the chat. I want to make that clear. A lot of people spreading a lot of misinformation about NDAs and how they work. The majority of comments I see about it are completely incorrect. I just want to make mention of that, okay?
That makes sense.
At Grok, is this real? At Grok, how does this NDA work? Tweet from Gunrun. It's on the VShojo account, but it's signed off as from Gunrun, so anything I say relating to it really is to him, not addressing the whole company.
Okay.
He wrote, here, I'll put it on the screen for you. I assume he wrote probably PR, lawyer, whatever, assisting.
Oh, so this stream was literally made before Gunrun made this happen. Okay.
He wrote, VShojo's failed. I've mismanaged the company into the situation you're all witnessing. So today I'm sharing the difficult news that VShojo's shutting down. And I take full responsibility for the decisions that led us to this point. I want to say, saying you take responsibility verbally is cool and all. It changes nothing.
It means nothing, basically. That's what I said. Yeah, fucking the intention here is basically that whole anime thing of, if I am just being honest, I am sure the whole world will accept my honesty and forgive me a lot easier.
Thing.
Nope.
Do I think it's nice to say this? Yes. Do I think the person who is ultimately responsible should say this?
Nicholas Gogol, the answer is easy. They just took it for no absolute reason. They just took it. And Iron Mouse was just supposed to accept it.
Yes. However, their words. That's it. He said, continuing, I've been doing everything I can to fundraise and right the ship these past few months, but despite my efforts, we are in a worse position, and those I care about are now paying the price. Yeah, I mean, the only stuff that's been visible to me this whole time to right the ship has been attempts at fundraising. And,
Okay.
you know, some staff leaving because they were, like, not really able to get paid anymore, or whatever the reasoning is. Those are the best efforts. That's it. Those are the best efforts.
Okay.
And it's pretty much, from what I know, from what I'm aware of, what his job has been the whole time is to just keep trying to find fundraising. I have not really seen many other efforts to make things profitable. There was like one other effort that was a good
Okay.
idea, but was executed very poorly and went not well. So even if the idea here and there was good, the execution made that impossible to work out.
Gotcha.
So therefore, the only thing that was really being done in a positive direction was fundraising from the perspective that I had. He continues, over the past few years, we raised around 11 million to pursue a bold. I want to say that was one time, that was an initial seed round investment. I asked questions about that, and that was just the seed round, and that was it. To pursue a bold, talent-first approach in V2.
You know, oh my god, this is so weird. This is actually just so weird. They just suck so much, man.
Prioritizing creators and community over short-term profits to achieve long-term sustainability.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's writing this. It just sounds like another advertisement for a company that's not going to exist.
She's so confident the way she said that.
Mentioning the 11
It actually genuinely sounds hot. I think I get the appeal of Geea now. I think people like hearing her talk because she sounds very like compact, articulate, and gives off this very intelligent feel, like a hag, but like a smart hag. You know what I mean? Like experienced woman, like she could she could talk about like, you know, quantum mechanics and how the math works out, how it would be good business wise, and it would probably like make you hard or something.
investment is fine. Talent first approach, this has been disproven in many ways. I do think a lot of the staff attempted this genuinely. I think things in our contracts, some of it reflected that, you know, in relation to like us owning our IPs.
Yeah.
I guess. Our funding went directly to our creators through generous splits, debut investments, infrastructure, concerts, events, and staffing, all designed to support them. Okay, generous splits, I cannot comment right now on exact splits.
I cannot comment. The fact that she has to think about whether she agrees or disagrees about that tells us enough. It's probably not as generous as they advertised it. So in a way, Hololive is directly responsible for the collapse of VShojo. Am I wrong? Since Hololive is living rent-free in Gunrun's head. Yeah, a lot of things are, but Hololive is a part of it.
Or anything, I think that's a bad idea.
There you go.
I will say, is it better than what I've heard about from some other VTuber companies? Yes.
Okay. At least it's better than other agencies.
I don't think we should ever in this industry compare how anything goes to other VTuber companies as if there's some magical different thing from regular talent agencies. A standard talent agency and talent management company in the Western sphere, usually the splits are a lot better.
Yep.
And things are just, it's just
We
that
don't know
model.
this. The agent fees, I do know this actually because I have worked with some of them. The agent fees and like management fees for like a lot of places or like establishments in the West are really, usually from what I've seen and from what I've worked with, like 20 to 15%.
Taking this company and comparing it to VTubing agencies is a really good way to make it look better.
Yep.
That's what I think about that. Debut investments, yeah, I mentioned that they covered a little bit of stuff for my debut. I already paid a lot of it myself before that time as well, and they covered some things by the time I decided I was joining. Infrastructure, what infrastructure? A lot of the stuff that I know I took advantage of was stuff that third parties had, that maybe they were helping us out for free, or maybe some of them did get
What infrastructure, she says.
paid a little bit. I don't know. Concerts, yeah, there was one. It happened. I joined, so I wasn't part of it. I did.
How many concerts did VShojo have? The only concert I remember actually is the Iron Mouse one, the candy concert or whatever the fuck it was called.
Which was cool. Any other concerts after that were
one. Oh,
not
okay.
Anything that
only one, right?
For that was the talents themselves, like Mouse's concert, Michi's concert, right? Their own individual ones. Those were their concerts. The funding did not go to those.
Okay.
It only went to the first one. It went to one concert, singular. Unless there's something I don't know, but as far as I know, I don't know. I'm pretty sure from what I've heard from members, they paid for those themselves.
Okay.
Events, what events do you guys remember? I
remember the candy
At least
one.
in my time there.
I remember the candy one, but I think that was before. Yeah, Candy Pop Explosion. I think that was before Geea.
Basically the past 2 years. Maid Cafe, maybe? Getting some standees and having us do some con walkarounds, maybe paying for, not Oscar.
Dude, small corpos do that all the time, and it doesn't even cost them that much.
But paying for, like, if we had the robot, maybe renting that or something. I don't know if we owned that or not. We might have owned one of those.
The touring robot is fucking $100 or so from third parties, man.
Spots, maybe. Nikkei collab? No, that was a sponsorship. Nikkei paid us.
Nice.
The company's funding did not cover that.
Nice.
They paid us to do that. And staffing. This is true. One of my major concerns was the amount of money going towards staff. We had a lot of staff, and I thought that was cool and all, but I didn't think we could afford it. I also only knew a few staff members the entire time I was there.
Okay.
I, within the last few months, received an org chart that showed me who all the remaining staff at that time were, and a list of what they did, and there were so many names on there that I didn't know. There were a lot of staff that were in and out before that too, so I just, most of the time there, had no real visibility on staff.
What do they do though? What do they do?
In a moment to go over some of that stuff. It said all designed to support them. I'm sorry, I just don't feel like 11 million's worth of support was really given to.
Oh, we don't even feel like $11 million worth of fucking anything was ever came out.
The members that were there from the beginning.
Not even 5 million, not even 3 million.
A lot of that went into things that didn't really provide for them in the end. We also wanted talent to own their IP. I mean, why are we even saying this? This is something that is standard for any talent agency in the Western sphere.
Yeah.
The only time this doesn't happen, for the most part, in this industry and in content creation tends to be with some JP VTuber agencies, but this is a Western one,
true.
so this is not anything incredible to mention. Which we knew was a unique creator-first approach for an agency. Again, not unique for an agency. Maybe for a VTuber agency when comparing to the other two big ones, and that's it. Despite all our efforts, the business failed to generate the revenue we needed to sustain that model, and eventually we ran out of money. Yeah, this is true.
They did run out of money.
Were efforts in the wrong direction. I think they had some times where they were trying new things that maybe would make money. I pointed out multiple times how those weren't going to work. I didn't think they were going to work. I thought they were kind of dead in the water, and they still spent money on them and worked on them, and I said, I don't see the point. And then they would like drop the ideas or realize they have to pivot or it wouldn't work out. And then I was like, okay, well, we already spent the money on it, right?
They're actually stupid. Holy shit, they're actually
some of the
stupid.
money spent by the company was raised in connection with talent activity, which I later learned was intended for a charitable initiative.
$1 million question.
I'm going to need a receipt to know when this was found out or something to make me believe this. Is this possible?
Because it's not
Maybe
real.
I'm going to need to see something to believe that.
It's not
From what I
real.
know, if I had money of mine that in some way went into the company, they knew what it was for. This was a weird case, the charity money, because typically you send charity money straight to a service to get it to them first. This was in relation to Mouse's subathon, which means somehow she had to get money that went to her for subscriptions. It had to get over to the charity, and having, like that go to them first. This was a weird case with how the payment worked. But it was said on stream what was going on.
The proof doesn't
exist. A lot
exist.
of this was
No, it
talked
doesn't.
about and publicly known.
Jesus.
Right? And we talked about, oh yeah, half is going to go to charity and all of this.
Ha ha ha.
The only way
No,
he could
half.
have
We're
maybe
taking
not
all
known
of it,
about
half.
anything is if he literally had his eyes closed, which I do think he did a lot of the time while doing his work, and I'll talk about that in a second. But
Oh.
yeah, I think he would have had to have his eyes closed and not be looking at the screen, genuinely. So at the time, we were working hard to raise additional investment capital to cover our costs. This is true. They were trying to raise investments because it seems to be the only strategy that they were
At
able
that
to
time,
really
though,
do
I
here.
feel like
and I firmly
I
believe
feel like at that time is a very important like part of the sentence, because that makes it so that when this was happening, they were trying to raise investment at that time. So like they're trying to basically give the impression that the timeline is the same, so it gives them that alibi.
based on the information available to us, that we would be able to do so and cover all expenses. I don't know why he firmly believed that. Again, I'm no
Because it's a
stranger to
lie.
startups. Most startups fail. Most startups, after their first investment, do not get invested in again, and they end up closing. This is standard. They usually fail. To make it past that and get a second investment is on the more rare side. And you have to be able to prove to investors reasons why they should believe that you are going to soon, or with
Go to the
additional
moon.
investment, become over time profitable. I knew some about what I had been told, and I was able to see that we were not on that track and had no solid plans to become, properly on this track. So
Okay.
I was like, there's no way an investor would look at this and think this is good. So either this is a lie or he actually was that incompetent. Pick one. I don't know.
It's a lie.
We were
100%.
unsuccessful in our fundraising efforts. I made the decision to pursue funding, and I own its consequences. He was not the only person in those discussions.
Boo-hoo.
I know people that I spoke directly to in meetings who talked about they would use the word, we are trying to do this, we are pursuing funding.
We are
Other individuals
Walmart.
Also were talking to people about these things. I do think it is ultimately on him as the CEO. Absolutely. Yes. But this is he's not the only person who did this stuff. So I'm deeply sorry to all the talents.
Please, I don't know if she mentions the other guy, Mountain Dew, but I hope he
Staff, friends,
does.
and community members who believed in our brand, you did not deserve this. I will say that I think the road to hell is paved with good intentions. I am not absolving him of anything here. I do think he started out actually thinking he could do this.
That's what I thought.
Genuinely. I will say that much.
That's
That
what I
being
thought,
said,
too.
I mean, what are we saying here? Pleading face emoji, I'm so sorry. I talked about this yesterday. I had meetings with leadership, and this does not mean only him, with leadership, talking about my thoughts on how things were going and how it was not going to go well, and I was concerned. At that time, if it was known that things were going so poorly, someone could have made the call to cut the losses, to say, we need to cut a lot of staff right now. That's our big spend is staff salaries. We need to cut certain projects.
So I was right. Wait, chat, so I was right the first time I tried to predict this shit. Part of the reason why they're bleeding so much money in a very quick span of time is because of staff salaries. They overpay their staff.
These are big spends as well. Let's liquidate some things that we have, whatever. See what our money situation is. Pay money out to talent so that we're getting close to
Connor
or
clips?
not as much in debt. Maybe pay the charity first. Talk to us about it and go, look, we owe this money to you guys, but we also owe to charity. Here's what we want to do. We could have just talked about it. It still would have been bad. It would have been less bad. And a conscious decision was made to not do that. So, Anyway, I'm going to read my reply now. This is what I replied to the
Oh shit, we're gonna
tweet.
go over this later.
I said, VShojo didn't just fail. Many staff and leadership failed VShojo. I'm not going to name any specific people for the record.
Okay.
I don't want to point fingers at anyone right now. There's more information that's needed. And even then, I don't know if I want to be the one worrying about that stuff. But I just want that to be known.
Okay.
That this is not just one person. It's impossible for this to have been one person.
Yup.
No one else knew.
That's what I said.
Right?
It's actually
Do I think
upper
some of
management.
those other people maybe had the power to do anything? Probably not for a lot of them. That's really case by case for each person. But I think we shouldn't pretend that he's the only person in this situation, right? I said, instead of using talent money on operating costs, the company should have shut down, or at least informed us, but you instead used us as cash cows to keep things afloat while keeping us in the dark. Again, this was a conscious decision. You chose to keep the expensive
Yes.
sinking ship going and felt it was fine to keep paying out to staff you were friends with instead of putting talent first. You made it abundantly clear that you're okay with not prioritizing the debts owed to the talent who made this company what it is. Again, This was a conscious decision. While saying you will take full responsibility is the correct thing to do, I also think there are many others in the company without
just
the same
words,
positive
though.
intent as conveyed in this message. Again, these were all conscious decisions. In every leadership or staff call I had, you sat back and didn't say much while you had other staff members that were clearly the ones doing the actual work be the ones to speak.
Yeah.
Again, I sat in meetings with people, or some of them weren't just me, were other members as well, hearing talk about a lot of these things. Maybe not to the extent that we know now, obviously. A lot of this is newer information.
Yeah,
some of the
yeah.
recent stuff. But knowing that there were issues, bring up
Will he pay them back since he is responsible? Apparently, legally, that's impossible at this point because he'd have to file for bankruptcy.
concerns. There were other people answering our questions. There were other people who were sitting there talking to us about our concerns. So they knew what our concerns were. Whether or not they actually could help is a different story. Some of them just did not have the ability to do anything about that. But, you know, we did not only talk to him. There was one meeting where we did just talk straight to him. And I spoke to my manager and some other people in the company very clearly about all the things that were told to him in that meeting. So more information from my end was shared. And then I said, we know which leadership worked on our contracts. He did not sit there and write them, for the record. We know which leadership constantly sat in VC playing games with staff instead of working on time-sensitive tasks for events.
Really?
This is something that I brought up multiple times. There were staff members that I couldn't get a hold of at times, or...
Bro was playing fucking Apex Legends or fucking Overwatch or League of Legends with his Discord kitten was what's happening. Probably fucking going over in anime Discord servers looking for people to groom and promising them, hey, I work for VShojo. I can perhaps get you into VShojo if you, you play Overwatch with me. Send me pictures of your titties, do that, and maybe no guarantees or anything, but it would definitely bolster your chances and shit like that. Holy fuck, dude.
We're supposed to be working on a thing, and I knew it was taking time, and I mentioned something to
Gross.
someone else who was also NDA'd, and they said, a couple of names have been in VCs playing nothing but certain games all day. And I said,
Apex
can you show
Legends?
me proof? And they would check in throughout the day and send regular screenshots going, yep, still in VC, yep, still screen sharing this game.
Definitely trying to impress a Discord
allowed to
kitten.
play games sometimes, absolutely, but when people are waiting on some...
God fucking damn it, Aster,
when you're
stop
getting
it.
paid as a full-time employee, when funding, we're owed money. Funds are getting paid for you to sit there and do that. I brought this up and said, this is happening. You have full-time employees doing this. And this
too
is
bad.
without me knowing that the company was so in debt. I was just bringing it up because I was like, yo, you got workers doing this. And one of my complaints at the time was just, I don't feel like I get this many full-time employees worth of support for all of us. And I'm noticing this as well. This is a problem. It was me pointing that out. This wasn't even about the money at the time, And I was aware of this, and I made people aware of this many, many, many months ago.
Again, Twitch employee.
Continuing, there's 2 more lines. I said, we know which staff consistently leaked information about talent. Yeah, several of us had our trust breached so many times. A lot of my projects were getting talked about at events, because I would have a friend message me and go, oh my god, I was at this event and I heard about this
Full-time employees for what again? To play Apex Legends or Overwatch and groom people.
That's so cool. And I would go, what do you mean you heard about that thing? This is only something that I discussed in my Discord and with my own staff.
They got
and they'd be
outed.
like, yeah, I saw a picture of like this merch item you got coming up. And I'm like, what the f are you talking about? And then they would tell me certain staff members' names, or sometimes it would just say a staff member, showed me this thing, told me about that thing, which is terrible. There were times that some people did things physically and didn't want it to be known, that they were like going to this one dinner or something like that.
Okay.
That was talked about to random people.
Okay, I thought that was,
Stuff like that. Just completely breaching privacy to a horrific degree. Again, we're VTubers, right? We don't talk about this stuff. We trust our company to protect this stuff. There was one person who I know doesn't show themselves anywhere, but went to a dinner, and I heard a staff member say to a bunch of people who are not NDA'd, who are not part of this, who shouldn't have known, oh yeah, I saw so-and-so here. Why? I brought this up. Again, I want this to be known.
Interesting.
I brought these things up when they happened, typically. I don't know who even heard about it. I don't know how far up the chain this was known. I'm pretty sure they knew, though. I brought this up, and I remember when I first joined, one person who was leaking a lot of proprietary information was taken care of, and I was glad about that, but others were not. And I wasn't even, the thing is, some of these people I liked, like on a personal level, I liked.
Okay.
I didn't even want them to like have anything crazy done. I was just like, can you talk to them and make sure this doesn't happen? And nothing changed. I just kept hearing this stuff all the time. And okay,
Jesus
last line of
Christ,
my
dude.
reply, I said, as the CEO, you are the final check, yes, but this means that all checks before you failed to. That's it, right? And again, I wouldn't say that all staff are bad or anything like that. There are plenty of people who could not have done anything about some of this stuff, who wouldn't have known about some of this stuff, right? But there's more than one person complicit, right? I just didn't like that this...
Probably referring to Mountain Dew, TBH. 100%. Somebody also sent me this. Apparently Connor Clips released something, and it's this one. A company going bankrupt does not mean NDAs are null. Ooh.
In other news, before we
Ooh.
jump into Metal Gear, obviously you guys, I'm sure you all saw the VShojo released a statement. Well, I suppose Gunn did. And that...
Dude,
Wow.
it's such a fucking whiplash because I remember Gunrun and Connor and was it Joey or some guy standing in the same room in Japan? Oh, sorry, standing in the same walkway even.
Ow. Yikes. Aware, clean your room. One thing I did want
Yikes,
to, I
indeed.
think is important to note is that I see a lot of people who are still pressuring people to like be like, look, the NDAs, the NDAs don't exist anymore. You can talk about it. And it's like, so I literally was talking, when I was talking to a lawyer before this all, I was asking him,
Well, I mean, what's it? LM did say that it's okay, right?
I was like, I don't think they have money to sue. So like, surely the NDA is like unactionable. And he was like, well, fun fact about the NDA, no. You can, when the company goes into bankruptcy, I could be wrong in a little bit of the details about this. The NDA can, like, whoever the debtors are, whoever claims it, can action on the NDA to get more money. So people who are like, I can say what I want. It's like, yeah, you can probably say it.
Oh no. But where did he get this information from? If I remember correctly, he said he got this information from Ludwig. Is Ludwig a reliable source? Because I'm gonna be... I mean, I'm not gonna say that fucking Connor and Ludwig are stupid, right, chat? But like, I don't know. I feel like I would sooner trust the words of a lawyer, like LM, like legal mindset, than this. He's absolutely correct, though. I don't know. LM said the opposite, and I don't know anything. And to be fair, there's a difference between a VShojo of a company being bankrupt and a company being shut down. Connor seems to give the impression that a company going bankrupt does not mean NDAs are null. But what if the company isn't bankrupt but is actually shut down? Like,
Probably
is that
might be
still a
fine.
thing?
But and I was like, but then why would they? I was wondering, I was like, but surely there's no motive to want to follow up on the NDAs, like a random third party. And then, I guess it doesn't, if you're like a big investor with a fuck ton of money, maybe blowing $500K on a lawsuit to maybe get your money back is not a big deal.
True.
That's not saying you shouldn't say anything. I'm just saying I didn't like people were like, it's like, everyone can say what they want now.
It's not
They went off.
worth
I
it.
mean, look, it could also be different, like I'm not
Talking about Vebe, I think.
I think more power to Vey for doing that.
Yeah.
But
Vey.
I felt bad. I was like, I don't want other people to think that everyone should just start saying everything. I'm like, because even the attorney I normally use, he was like, yeah, I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that. I'd want you to talk to a bankruptcy lawyer and then a defamation lawyer.
Ooh.
I was like, oh, that sounds expensive. Not that I'm even involved or anything. I was just checking because I wanted to ask.
Ooh.
Because obviously I want to support all my friends and the people who are affected by it. And
Nah,
I don't
he's
want them
wrong.
to be doing things that could land them in more trouble. Because ideally, the best case scenario is that this shit all is over and done with, and people can move on with their lives, and hopefully people can get the money back and the charity, although not holding out any breath for that one. And like on like a personal note, when we talked about it last time, I didn't want to like talk about Gun because I wanted to make sure people were focused on
Gun?
the VShojo aspect of it. But yeah, man, I think that's like the worst part of all of this in terms of like the trust broken. Because that tweet is so bad. If you guys haven't seen it, he released a statement. It's like, just admitting to it is crazy. I feel like
This tweet is bad.
for sure a lawyer would have tried to talk you out of that. To admit that is crazy. I mean, that's a crime, But like a personal perspective, it was really like like I don't think any like, you know, me, Mouse, or anyone else like thought that he was capable of doing or like doing something like that.
Yeah, they were friends, dude. They were actually friends.
Everyone trusted him. He was a really nice guy. And like, you know, every time we'd film together or we'd work together, you know, and we'd hang out after shoots and stuff, and we'd always talk. And it was like, I never once. I met so many scummy people in this business. There's so many people in this line of work that like will throw you to the side for like a 1% increase on their like clout or monetary value. And that was just never the impression I got. So it was really like heartbreaking to see him kind of, you know, it's awful, man. It sucks. It's so scummy. It is a shame. But the CEO did, like, I think, like, from my perspective, like, because I'm not really involved in any of this. I've just been helping Mouse deal with it, and I know I've had to work with them a lot. Or Mouse.
Reveal something?
Like, I don't, you know, whatever else is going on. I think, like, that is up for everyone else to figure out. Like, I'm not trying to insert myself and be the arbiter.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he has anything else to say here. I don't think he has anything else to say here. Basically, goddamn. Plot twist, gun run is a skinwalker? Okay, but imagine. He just... Bro, you know what he's gonna do? He's just gonna make another VTuber agency. And that's it. Pitch it the same way he did VShojo, and then you're boom. You're done. Because that's what people are right now. People are so weird. But, telling people not to talk means you are letting bad actors hide their crimes. Oh yeah, 100%. I agree. I absolutely agree. Anyway, chat. That's the total collapse of VShojo, I guess. Fucking very weird ass letter. Vebe comes in. Everyone comes in. All their messages, all their grievances made to the world known. If only they were just being less stupid. Holy crap. Then maybe things would have been fine. But yeah. I guess that's gonna be it for tonight, chat. I think that's gonna be it for tonight. I would go into the stuff like, you know, Project Melody outing the COO. Project Melody, DigiRev, which is Project Melody's 3D artist, saying something about the COO, but I feel like that doesn't really matter anymore. Yeah. I feel like we've covered the stuff that we wanted to cover. Because at this point, everything that we watch is basically just icing on the cake, right? Like we don't need to watch. We don't need to eat more icing. We got the cake. We know the important stuff now. We haven't even seen this. Goddamn. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this stream, chat. Have we watched Quinn yet? No. I think it matters. Melody might have known all about this. Maybe, but to me, it just seems like, well, when I saw this, okay, you know what? Let's pull it up. Let's pull it up, just in case. Don't leave yet, chat. Don't leave yet. Hold on. Hold your horses. But basically, right? Overall guy. Okay, wait. No, never mind. That's not it. Where is it? There we go. COO, allow me to introduce to you the boyfriend and guy that handled all of Melody's negotiations before VShojo ever existed. The guy some of you found in the sex videos before Melody was Melody. The guy that wrote the very first email to me on DeviantArt about making Melody, including the email that ended things by soured things between Melody and I, making claims that he can get the same support I offer for a fraction of the cost. Historically, it led to a long-term technical struggles and kit-bashed art for Melody, since this email made me want to stop supporting, and his attempt to take advantage of me didn't go very well. It's very run-on sentences. This is a person that has stiffed the room modeler for Melody and didn't inform me, even though he was my recommendation and contact. This is the guy that was constantly responding to me using Melody's account, making it confusing to get anything done. Yes, this person has been deeply involved in much behind the scenes. I've shut myself off to anything VShojo for my own mental health, but to learn that this guy is COO at VShojo is shocking. So, basically what he's trying to say is that there's this guy named Apec, right? And which is Daniel Apec Sanders, right? And he's trying to claim that this guy is Melody's former boyfriend and was the reason why Melody as a concept exists. And that he was apparently a very bad actor that became the COO of VShojo. Now, the reason why I'm not putting a lot of stock in any of it is because, like, I don't really... He's not necessarily the most reliable of narrators, right? And I feel like he's taking advantage of this to a certain extent. I don't know. Something about it makes me feel oof. But whatever the case might be. Yeah. He has beef with Melody and like a lot of people. So I don't know. Unless we can get something. But whatever. Anyway, overall, I just learned about Dan's involvement with VShojo. Thinking about this company is bad for my mental health. I was hurt and spent years being quiet and keeping things to myself, including how Dan was how involved Dan was before VShojo. Those that know my side know I had trouble with figuring out payment. Those conversations involved the later COO of VShojo. I had friends that do not want to be mentioned that worked on the Mel project that were not paid at all or left with expensive Dan and Mel agreed to pay. To this day, it was unresolved. So to me, with all this news feels like a pattern. And to know Dan is a co-founder and is likely is in charge is striking to me. Basically saying that, yeah, basically these people were scammers from the very start. And, you know, Melody. So it basically also puts Melody in that same reign. Like also painting Melody as also like a bad actor. But either way, like I said, he's not necessarily the most relatable narrator. I don't know what's real and what's not when it comes to him. Basically a coin flip. So that's why I kind of want to ignore it for now. Unless something comes out of it. But anyway. Yeah. I guess that's gonna be it for tonight, chat. Like I said, I would like to go over a lot of things. But I don't wanna bloat the stream and keep you guys here long. I think all of you now know what's going on and like the absolute gist of it. Lots of stuff going on. Very, very weird. You know, so I think that's going to be it for today, chat. Good luck. Good night. I hope you guys sleep well. Rest easy knowing that one bad corpo who was pretending to be good is knocked off of the fucking industry. No raid? Who am I gonna raid though? Let me see. Who will I raid? Redirect. Maybe... are the girls still moving? Nah, never mind. They're not online anymore. But yeah, that'll be it for tonight, chat. I will probably clip this video and like upload it as a main video, but aside from that, that will be it for tonight. Thank you so much for coming. I will go back on my hiatus. I don't think this situation will develop any further, but this will be it for tonight. Thank you again. Goddamn, I keep saying it. I'm a fucking broken record. Thank you all for coming. Bye-bye. Thank you, Master N, for the super chat. I hope that talents can all be friends again. I hope so too. Now I go back to my hole and rest and come back when I think I will be done with my hiatus or something industry breaking happens again. This will be the last time we see you for now. Yeah, basically, Pandora. Thank you guys for... By the way, before I go, I would like to say thank you for still keeping with me. I was pretty sure that when I would come back, I'm probably gonna lose like fucking 50% of my viewers or something. I don't know. But I still see a lot of you guys, still see a lot of familiar names, and truly I do appreciate everything that has, all of you guys for coming back. For all the members that are still here, I do really appreciate that. I hope you still keep, like, you know, supporting me for as long as you are able to. If you can, it's fine. Industry, the algorithm just goes on, I guess. Can't really stop any of that. But regardless, just wanted to let you guys know I do appreciate everything. So, until I'm back, See ya, guys. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.